Hi everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis. Today is March 14th, and now let's look at the important news of today. The first news is again regarding same sex marriage that we discussed yesterday. Chief Justice of India, Chandrachud, has referred the petitions on same sex marriage to a constitution bench. What is a constitution bench? It's a five-judge bench. So the court has listed case for final arguments on 18th of April, and this hearing will be live streamed in public interest. As you know that the center is not in favor of giving recognition to same-sex marriage, and this is the matter before the court now. uh, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta says that Parliament will have to see what would be the psychology of a child who has seen either two men or two women as parents. So, all these factors have to be taken into consideration. So, growing up with lesbian or gay parents will not necessarily make a child lesbian or gay. This is observed by Supreme Court as it confronted the government's concern about the psychological impact same-sex marriages may have on children. Chief Justice Chandrachud referred petitions seeking legal recognition of same-sex marriage to a constitution bench, but took the time on Monday to soothe the government's anxiety about how such a move would affect Indian social ethos. So, at one point, Mr. Mehta said, "Your lordships are shouldering a very heavy burden of how society will develop henceforth." The center denied any stigma attached to same-sex relationships. The question here is whether this relationship, as part of right to dignity, can be given recognition by the state. That is the main issue. So Chief Justice Chandrachud said the case involved an interplay between constitutional rights of life, liberty, dignity, equal treatment of members of LGBTQ community on one side, and specific statutory enactments that consider only a married union between a biological man and woman on the other. The three-judge bench, also comprising Justice P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Pardiwala, invoked Article 145, Clause 3 of the Constitution to refer the case to a five-judge bench. Now it remains to be seen. It is very interesting to see what the judgment comes after the Constitution bench delivers its judgment. Supreme Court has asked CBI not to continue probe into charges that BJP conspired to poach BRA's MLAs. So, as you know that CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, may be biased in in this case because the matter is already sub judice. The Supreme Court has asked the CBI to hold its investigation into allegations that the BJP conspired to poach Bharat Rashtra Samiti (BRS's) Bharat Rashtra Samiti legislatures in Telangana. The investigation is not to be continued while the matter is sub judice, as it will become infructuous. That is the thumb rule. National Green Tribunal appointed committee holds Kochi Corporation responsible for fire incidents. The state level monitoring committee on solid waste management, appointed by NGT, has held Kochi Corporation responsible for all the fire incidents at the Brahmapuram dump site. There have been fire incidents, and Kochi Corporation is responsible for that as per NGT appointed committee. In this remote report on the massive fire that broke out on 2nd of March, A.V. Ramakrishna Pillai, chairman of the SLMC and former judge of the Kerala High Court, said that the civic body had failed to abide by the environmental laws, the orders of the tribunal, sorry, as well as the repeated directions issued by the SLMC to rectify the serious shortcomings at the dump site. The SLMC chairman, who visited the site on 6th March, said in his report that there was no considerable progress in the process of biomining undertaken by an independent service provider. It remains doubtful whether they had set up adequate firefighting mechanisms at the yard, The entries made in the logbooks kept at the entrance for recording the quantity of biodegradable and plastic waste were illegible and lacked details. The report said that there was no permanent firefighting devices at the site. Election Commission tells Allahabad High Court that it does not have power to ban caste-based political allies. So there was a PIL filed, and in the response of that PIL, this is the response of the Election Commission. The Election Commission does not have the jurisdiction to restrict caste-based political rallies held by political parties during the non-election period, nor does it have the power to ban such parties from contesting subsequent elections. The election watchdog has submitted before a bench of Allahabad High Court responding to a writ petition that sought a ban on such political rallies. Responding to the prayer to deregister such political parties, the Commission submitted that once a political party is registered, there is no provision in the law for review of the registration or for cancelling the registration of any political party on any ground. Provident Fund pension deadline for pre-2014 retirees extended to 3rd May. Earlier it was 3rd March. Now it has been extended to 3rd May. Following the demands by various employees and employers associations, Union Labour Minister Bhupendra Yadav has extended the time till 3rd May for submitting applications for validation of joint options for higher Provident Fund pension for employees who retired before 1st September 2014. Here again, Law Minister Karan Rijiju is saying that marriage is a matter of policy. The union government is not disturbing the personal freedom and activities of an individual, but the institution of marriage is a matter of policy. So Law Minister Kiran Rijiju said a day after the centre filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court opposing same-sex marriage. India remains world's largest importer of arms, SIPRI report. What is SIPRI? SIPRI is Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. So India remained the world's largest arms importer for the 5-year period between 2018 and 2022, even though its arm imports dropped by 11% between 13 to 17 and 2018 to 2022. According to SIPRI, Russia was the largest supplier of arms to India from 2013 to 2022, but its share of total imports fell from 64% to 45%, while France is the second largest supplier. Japan's Kenzaburo Oe, who was awarded Nobel for poetic fiction, he died at the age of 88. Supreme Court wraps Ministry of Defense over one rank, one pension, arrears payment dues. So it asked the government to submit a note, a 3-page note by 20th March, specifying the exact quantum of arrears due to be paid and the modalities of payment. It said that it is very sad that 4 lakh retired defense personnel had already died waiting for their pension. Supreme Court also issues notice to Gujarat government on Saket Gokhale's bail petition. So there is uh, who is Saket Gokhale? He is Trinamool Congress spokesperson Saket Gokhale. Against him, there is this uh, the state high court has refused to grant him bail in the case concerning alleged misappropriation of money collected through crowdfunding. And Supreme Court has now issued notice to Gujarat government on this bail petition. Natu and the Elephant Whisperers, they have brought 2 Oscars. That's a great news for India. It's the first time that India had such a great representation at the Oscars award, the most important film awards in the world. Natu, the irrepressible fun number from the film RRR, and the documentary short The Elephant Whisperers made Oscar history for India with 1 Academy Award each, the 2 wins showcasing cinema beyond Bollywood and the growing might of the Indian non-feature segment. Natu Natu is composed by M.M. Keeravani and it is penned by Chandra Bose in S.S. Rajmouli's blockbuster. This is the fourth non-English song to win an Oscar in the category and the first song in the foreign language since Jai Ho in 2009 to bag the prize. The Elephant Whisperer by Kartiki Gonzalez and Guneet Monga, which explores the bond between humans and an abandoned elephant calf in Tamil Nadu's Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, is India's first win in the documentary short category. In another win, Everything Everywhere All at Once conquers Oscar with seven wins. So it's a science fiction film, Everything Everywhere All at Once. It dominated the Oscars, winning seven Oscars, including the Best Picture. It also won Best Director, Best Actress, Best Original Screenplay, Best Editing, and both the Best Supporting Actor and Actress prize. The film will features a predominantly Asian cast, was directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Nepali Congress leader Ramchandra Paudel sworn in as Nepal's third president. He had spent more than 10 years in jail. He was a lawmaker six times, a minister five times, and a speaker for one term. And now he is the third president of Nepal. That's all for right now. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with more set of important news. Till then, have a good day.